One live. Are we on the air? Yeah. Welcome to the welcome to the Level Podcast, your weekly check-in where geek and pop culture collide. We're your hosts, Rainy Days, aka Harry Pothead. We got Skitty Live, Savage Fox, and the man behind the chair, Bruce McFly, bringing you hot takes, deep dives, and a whole lot of fun every Sunday live right here on Twitch and YouTube. Just a quick reminder before we get started. The Critical Level, our gaming podcast, is a monthly event. New episode is going to be dropping soon. The Level Sports Network just dropped their most recent episode, Thursdays live at 6:30 p.m. for all your sports talk. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, make sure you use it on us here at the Level. It gets you a free Twitch sub. It costs nothing to you, but supports us a whole lot. Make sure you check out our merch at Demora Flight. That's DMORIFLHT. And lastly, make sure you check out our top 10 horror movies of all time that we just dropped last week. But before we get into this week's show, let's check in with everybody and see how they doing and what they've been watching. How you guys been doing?
Been doing good. Been doing good. How about yourself, Milady?
I've been doing good. This week I've been watching. I finished Invasion. I think the season ended. I think this was the last episode of the season. Um, and I have never wanted a character to die more than Joffrey of Game of Thrones. There was a character named Verna who was played by Maxine from Living Singles. I don't know her the actor's name, but she did great in this. And when she killed that man husband, I just knew she was going to like get eaten by aliens, but it didn't happen.
When
So
she killed that woman husband, you
I mean, sorry, that
misquoted
woman
it.
husband.
Yeah.
Sorry, when she killed Clark. Oh man, I just knew she was gonna get ripped apart by. I was just waiting for like divine justice, and it didn't really go out the way. But it's cool, and I know we're gonna talk about it. But I finished Gen V, and I just been watch. I also watched Weapons. I actually enjoyed Weapons. I thought it was a good horror.
That was okay because I'm
Yeah, it
hearing
was
mixed reviews
okay.
about
It
that.
was
All right.
pretty good. I mean, I didn't think it was. We'll get to that later, but it was pretty
It
good.
wasn't
So
the perfect movie that they made it out to be, but
yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was cool.
I went in with high expectations. So, but
I mean, well, as far as what I've been watching, we've made a hell of a boo boo because still watching Guy Kachuta
I know
or
it's.
Guy Chakuda. Yeah, Guy Chakuda. I said it right. Guy
Yep.
Chakuda. Yeah. So yeah, still episode 16 now. So I seen 15. But I'm thinking, we jumped the gun with thinking that season was over. It's a good mistake though. It's a good mistake because Guy Chakuda is nothing but hot fire.
It is.
But I've also I recently went to the movies and I witnessed the greatness of Chainsaw Man, the
Yes.
Reze art, and I have to say, and I will stand on it 10 toes down. Mappa animation is the standard of great animation, period. The the beautiful, like, don't get me wrong, Ufotable is nice. I
Hmm.
love them. Demon Slayer is fire. But compared to Mappa's weakest anime, which is the God of High School in certain people's eyes, that animation is still fire. But Chainsaw Man
It was like
is
that.
beautiful. It's beautiful chaos. So if you haven't gotten to see it yet, check it out. Hot fire. Hot fire.
That's awesome. I've been hearing great things about it. Heard great things about it. Shout out to anime for taking theaters by storm. Let's go.
For
Come on,
real.
anime.
For real. For real.
What about you, Fox? What you been watching? What you been
Um,
doing?
well, for me, you know, I got my eyes everywhere. Of course, I'm watching sports far as World Series. Where I was happy about my Dodgers. Um, far as like what I've been really been watching, y'all gonna laugh at me. I've been watching the old school Ninja Turtles with Phil on the show with Dr. Shredder. Um, I don't know. I just been watching it for like every day now for probably like about 4 days now. I've been going to sleep watching that. And a fun fact, because I know I had to study and make sure I got my research right for the show, I wound up watching Batman and the Ninja Turtles. I didn't know they had a movie, and I
Yeah,
watched and that joint was
owned
fire.
by Paramount.
Yeah, and I want to know this: what Robin was that? Was that Dick Grayson or was that Damien?
Damien.
Oh, all right, so I definitely liked it then. So yeah. I just watched that last night. So yeah, I got a chance to watch that, and it was good. It was good. I got to give credit where it's due. It was a lit movie.
Yeah, because that first fight, Shredder put Batman on his ass with the kick punch.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Batman was giving it to him. If he didn't use no special powers, I think Batman would have
He
whipped his
was
ass.
Hey,
like,
Skitty, real quick. I mean, not Skitty. Fox, real quick. Which Robin was that again?
He said Damon Wayans.
Oh, all right. I just was making sure it wasn't Dick Grayson.
Ah! Oh man.
that was the most craziest setup ever, dog. Yeah, I didn't even see that coming.
Look, that's his favorite Robin. Oh,
I mean, he was
Yeah,
on it. I mean, Fox was there. He
I
just couldn't
was on
talk.
it. You're right. I was. Yeah.
he was on it, but obviously, like he said, he was having
remember.
technical difficulties, so he wasn't in the conversation. So yeah, that's basically what it is, man.
No, it was
Dick Grayson,
some
Dick Grayson, Dick Grayson, Dick Grayson.
randomness.
All right, but that's all fun and games. So let's get into this week agenda. So we are going to dive in first into the chilling finale of the Conjuring series, right? The Conjuring Last Rites. Last Rites opens with Ed and Lorraine facing their most personal and dangerous haunting yet. A malevolent spirit tied to a cursed mirror. What starts as a routine exorcism turns into a life-altering encounter for Lorraine, leading to a deep emotional moment that sets the tone for the rest of the tale. Let's talk about hot takes, deep dives, and our thoughts on The Conjuring Last Rites, the final of the series. How do you guys feel about it?
I'll start off trash, and I'll leave it at that.
Not trash.
You said the
What?
movie was
That
trash.
It was not
movie,
trash.
that movie was hot garbage. Okay, like don't get me wrong, and I'm guessing it's because, and this was the one question that I sent you through text, Ebony. Like it had about what, like one or two jump scares that really got you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's like it doesn't seem like scary movies are scary anymore. They're just cashing in cash grabs for cash franchises. They're like Fast and Furious of scary movies now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just okay, you know what? Let me critique it. The
Mhm.
story on how it was a demon that they encountered when she was pregnant to, it basically being the same demon entity that it was when they were older.
Mhm.
And that I can say that was interesting.
Mhm.
Um that was their final job. Like that was it. They were done, no more. It's a wrap. Um I just when you hear the Conjuring, you know what I'm saying, you think about the older ones, you think about, I think it kind of fell off after the Nun. Um, but I don't know, it didn't feel scary. The story was you know what I'm saying? And they should have realized after Annabelle Homecoming or Coming Home that it was a wrap.
Okay. I
So
got
that's
you.
my
I
critique.
got you. I mean, I don't think the movie was bad. And the reason why it wasn't the best of the Conjuring series, I definitely agree with it. There was some moments that I did like laugh out loud. Like at the end when the mirror was like chasing them and it was like coming down the hallway and old boy was just on the ground getting dragged to death, and then it started spinning and stuff and flipping. Like that to me was hilarious. Like I'm like that. I didn't find that scary. I don't find a spinning mirror scary. Like it's nothing about that moment that I was like, oh, we gotta get out of here. Like any point somebody could have got up and walked down the steps. But you know, when you watch a horror movie, you always pick out the funny moments of like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? But I do agree there were some good jump scares. Like that moment where the father laid in the bed and he looked at the door and he looked to the left and he looked down, and I'm like at the screen like this. When I watch a movie, I'm like up on it for some reason. And I literally was like, ah! I told my fiance, I said, yo, that scared the shit out of me. Like,
Yeah, I
I
saw it
didn't
in the
expect
theaters.
it. Did you scream?
No,
You ain't jump? You ain't
I
squeal a
mean,
little bit?
when a jump scare gets me, I get this cold chill and a quick jump, and I'm like,
Okay.
okay, it
Okay,
got
I
me.
got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I definitely understand that. I mean, I think as the end, it's interesting to see the development of Ed and Lorraine, especially as they go through, because you know this is technically based off of true events. You know, so they say, right? They were actually real people. So you know, them dealing with all these different cases, and this be the one like out of all the cases they done with, this was the case that really ended. Like not Annabelle, because Annabelle will never die. Annabelle always showing up in the Conjuring. She always need her moment to shine. And I'm tired of this doll. Like at this point, we gotta find a way to better put this doll because this doll is here, is there, is everywhere. But you know, I think the one they did the exorcism, that was my favorite one out of the series. Which one was it? It was The Devil Made Me Do It. I think that was like kind of their last scariest one, to be honest. The numb one was good. I don't get me wrong. That numb one, when I saw that picture, I was like, oh, there go that chick. And they was walking around the room and you saw the nun on the wall. Like
Yeah,
so, but you know, it was a
but
good
that's
watch.
what it.
Go ahead.
But that's what I got from it. Like with with the Annabelle Homecoming, it was like Annabelle. It was like greatest hits. It was like The
Mm-hmm.
Conjuring's greatest hits, where they had all of what happened in one movie, you know what I'm saying, rehash. Like somebody basically let something out and all the old stuff started coming out. And then, like I said, with this Conjuring one, you got the Annabelle doll, you got the Nun. I'm like, yo, they had their movies. Like I thought this was something new, something different. You know what I mean? It didn't feel different. That's my
Gotcha. It didn't feel different. I
piggyback on
mean,
that.
understandably,
Right.
especially with when it comes to like their cases, because I mean they, you know, it's kind of been kind of repetitive for them. It was good to see why they stopped though. Like to understand that Ed had heart problems. You know, they wanted to have a better relationship with their daughter. You know, the hinting that maybe their daughter may pick up where they leave off. A lot of fans and reviewers been hinting to that maybe they continue the series and let the daughter and maybe the fiance have their own run. Obviously, there's no historical information about that, but if they decide to continue the series, do you guys think that they should, or should the Conjuring kind of end? Is this it for the Conjuring? For what? Their house? Oh, Mr. Beast. I'm not gonna say nothing about Mr. Beast because he got too much money to be say something about him. Thank you, Mr. Beast. I'm trying to be on one of the Mr. Beast shows where I'm in the grocery store. He giving out cards. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm not gonna say nothing about that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what else is left really from for them to be honest. Like what else is there from do? I think they kind of cover it. I mean, so um Fox, did you want to
No,
say anything before I
yeah.
ask any questions? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just waiting for y'all
Hey,
to finish up your
Okay.
movie.
real quick. Can you hear me? Miss, I looked it up just to do a check to see what he actually bought. It's saying that was not true that Mr. Beast bought all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm glad, Mr. Beast, because I'm about to say that's some holy water for that.
But didn't
You talking about
somebody
the funny white
purchase
guy
that
that was
though?
on the funny white guy that was on Wild 'N Out? The guy who y'all talking about, is that the guy who played on a couple episodes of Wild 'N Out? No, because it's supposed to be this comedic guy who bought the house. It's this comedy guy. He played on a couple episodes of Wild 'N Out. He's supposed to be the one who bought the house. Why you looking that up? I mean, I go and get my take on it. For me, I got a bunch of things to say about it. First of all, gotta give a shout out to them for being the first Ghostbusters, because that was real Ghostbuster shit. To have a whole room dedicated to everything in the world that was basically possessed and taken over by satanic rituals is crazy. And then you have a child living around that. I already know how much we all watch this witchcraft and all that. I don't think we have our children around that at all. It was very scary to see that they was doing this on a regular. And when it came down to the heart attacks and stress on their body, you already deal with your own personal demons. Now you going to go help everybody else relieve their shit. And then that shit on you, following you to your house, messing up your family and shit like that. So I gotta give him a lot of credit. One thing about the movie that got to me is it was showing me that anything could be possessed. Anything. I mean, it was, for God's sakes, it was a freaking mirror. And I want to know, how did the family see a mirror that was broken and you still keep it? I mean, come on. I mean, how hard it sounds doing that right there. I'd have got rid of that. Then I thought y'all probably got to help me out on this part. I could have sworn the trash man put that shit in the
It did.
How did it get to the house?
So if you in the earlier Conjures, what they explained is some things can't be destroyed. So some things are so strong, no matter, like Annabelle. They tried to destroy Annabelle, and she just keeps coming back. So that basically the mirror was so high on demonic possession that it can't be destroyed. And when you try to destroy it, as you see, it inflicts the user. So that's why the sister started to cough all the glass.
All the blood.
Yeah, because it was her idea to take it out. So the mirror was like, oh. The funny thing is, I want to know how the mirror got in the attic.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I some of those things was throwing me off. Like, the movie to me was good, but it started getting bad when you out the blue. Like, to me, it was supposed to be based on a true story. That's what it said at the beginning, based on true events. But when you start going sideways, making Annabelle the same size as Andre the Giant, when you start coming with this guy that looked like the Undertaker, it made me think like, all right, was you really having these delusions, or did this really happen? Yeah. Now I'm all confused. I want to know if it's real or not. But I would say overall it was a solid movie. I like how they told the little ending part at the end that I think he died from a stroke. She stayed with him until her late 90s and all that. When, of course, when she passed and all that. So I like the fact that it was a lot of true things in there, but don't over exaggerate it, because there's people like me. I'm interested in spirits and the afterlife and all that. So I want to know, is this really going to happen if I dig too deep? But overall, it was cool to me. I say on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7.
And that brings us back to our question on last week's show when we was watching the Ed Gein story. When I asked the question, at what line do we fabricate the stories when it comes to these storytelling, these true crime series? And we could see two polar opposites. We see, sometimes over fabrication helps the story, because the Ed Gein story was great. But now we got The Conjuring, which kind of made things a little bit too ghouly, too horror-y. Like you said, like the Annabelle being basically gigantic. That was unnecessary. Annabelle was scary just as sitting there in the chair. She don't need to do nothing but sit and rock for you to be scared of her. And that's kind of like the whole thing. And then, like you said, the whole other 3 ghosts, them manipulating the ghosts about what's happening. It was already a horror in the house, and then the demon made the horror worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, I definitely get that. And then I had to think about Father Gordon. So did he not go to church? I was trying to understand. Did he never make it to the church? Or was he in the church and he got killed in the church? Because how did the demon follow him all the way to the church? How did it get past holy ground? I was just trying to understand. No other person there was like, he got a demon on his back. He can't come in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the Holy Spirit to stop the demon from entering the ground, the holy ground?
And remember the cord that he got hung with? How long was that cord? Wasn't that like a cord to a floor buffer?
To a floor buffer.
How long was that cord? He at least went.
It was industrial. It was industrial.
It was industrial.
It was industrial.
Bill Strong
contractors.
That's crazy work.
He can even hold a body. Poor father. He
but
tried
but
too.
nah, that's been played upon like a whole bunch of times though, where an entity has traveled onto so-called
Holy
hallowed
ground.
ground
Mm-hmm.
because the Catholic Church ain't too holy. You know what I mean? So just
Yeah.
saying, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I
You
get
don't go
that.
too far. I don't want
Yep.
no
We don't want
what
to get
is it?
we don't want to get
Da Vinci's code
canceled.
agents coming at me.
You're
Man.
gonna show up missing.
but but yeah, nah, man, that's what I was saying, man. I just, mm, I yeah, but no, you're gonna need exaggeration with certain stories, like
Mhm.
especially supernatural based stories.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? So, and remember, all fiction is based on some fact.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean. You definitely we're definitely gonna need that because you think about it. You know what I mean. If it was, I would say, because even though it was dramatized,
Hmm.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose is one
That's
of
my
the
movie.
greatest Exorcist movies
Hmm.
ever. One of the greatest Exorcist movies ever, not the greatest, but it was more reality grounded
Yeah.
rather than fantasy, even though it still had a bit of dramatization in it, because we don't know what was going on, but supposedly this is based on a true story, and she wrote in a journal everything what she was going through. So, like her seeing distortion of faces, thinking that they're demons and stuff like that in that movie, like it was another thing that she wrote in her journal about I guess the Virgin Mary told her she had to go through this stuff and all this other stuff. It was
Hmm.
crazy, but how they put it on TV, I mean put it on the movie, it was like, oh, that's crazy. It's deep. You know what I'm saying? So
Like it has to be kind of believable for us to kind of buy into the game. And not saying the Conjuring wasn't believable, but as we all agree, there were some points of it just kind of just seemed laughable. Not like it was just kind of like, huh, what? Like that don't even make no sense. Yeah, nothing was laughable about that. Yeah, like you walked away, wondering. Like it definitely and yeah, I mean it was a good. Like we all agree it was a good watch. I mean, so that's the way that we don't have to spend too much time on. I don't think it's anything else that we need to discuss that was like overly out there in the movie.
5.
I gave it a 5. Fox gave it a 7.
5.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give it. I don't have to go through what I think of the movie because honestly, it was a watch and I forget most of what happened. So I remember at the time of watching the movie, I probably would have given this a 6. I'm gonna give
Mhm.
it a 6 just because I don't think I've given a movie or a show on here a 5 yet. I'm reserving the right for fives and lows for something bad, bad. So Conjuring, I give it 6.
Hey, now Bruce, you might need to fact check me on this, but it says right here the dude named uh
Matt
Matthew
Riff.
Riff. Matt Riff, my bad, Matthew Riff.
Yeah.
So is that right? He bought it?
Matt Rife
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
Matt
Oh,
Rife. Yeah.
yeah.
I said Riff.
All right, so we got it. I'm gonna give it a 6. So that will put our score at a 6. At a
that's
6 for the
Yeah,
Conjuring.
because you got a
Did you say
5,
the
a
7?
7, and 2 6s. A 5,
Yeah.
a 7, and 2 6s. So that make a 6.
We're gonna give it a
Oh,
6.
being easy.
Not being easy. I'm normally the horror critic. I enjoyed it. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. I like the Conjuring series. I thought it was a good way to end it. That's like I said, despite everything, they ended it well. And so I gotta give them a 6. I don't know if they should continue, but let's give it a 6. Solid 6. Conjuring Last Rites. Make sure you guys check it out in theaters if you can.
On
Moving
HBO
on.
Max
HBO.
when
It's
it
on
comes
HBO
out.
Max. Oh yeah, it'll be there soon. I promise. It'll probably be there next month. But let's move it on to our TV level. Next on the topic is Gen V season 2. Season 2 of Gen V opens with our favorite student suits returning to campus after a traumatic event of year one. What's different this time? The school isn't teaching powers, it's preparing Soups to be soldier under the new Dean cipher. The tone shifts, the Soups are ranked, robberies accelerated, and the old heroic image starts to crack. Before we get into this episode, I want to first say rest in peace to the great Chance. I can't pronounce his last name. It's Padoma. He was one of the characters in the show that died before the series got a chance to conclude. And I think that the cast, crew, and the team did a great job paying respect and homage to his character every episode in this series. He was also known
Oh
for.
snap!
He was also
What?
known
Who are
for
you talking about? Which guy?
Wednesday, the Wednesday,
the dude
Wednesday.
that was on Sabrina.
Sabrina, yeah.
Yeah,
Sabrina.
what's his name? Sabrina.
I don't know whatever
I'm about to say
character
his
you're
name.
talking about.
I literally just googled him. Chance
Chance Perdomo
Perdomo. This dude, Andre.
from
Oh,
Sabrina.
that's why he really. I didn't watch Sabrina.
Yeah,
That's why this he did obviously they killed him off in the episode and they kept saying he was dead and I didn't remember him
he
dying
did in
in
real
season
life.
one. Okay,
He did
I
in real
didn't
life.
know that.
Yeah, yeah. He died from a
Yeah.
motorcycle accident right before
Rest
they
in peace.
started season two. So that's why they basically killed him off. And they, so they actually was going to stop the production indefinitely, but then they came back obviously due to many reasons. But so rest in peace to him. Great actor, and he's taken before his time. But like I said, they did a great job not overdoing it. When they killed him off, it was done in like a very humble and like nice way. And each episode paid homage to him. You definitely see the emotions between each member as they talked about that person. So, but let's get into it. Let's talk about WTF moments, deep dives, and hot take from Gen V season 2. How you guys feel about it?
I haven't watched it in its entirety,
Mhm.
but what episode am I on?
All right,
It
I'm
was
gonna just
a
go like
very
this. While he doing that, I enjoyed it, and I'm not getting too deep into it, but I give it an 8. That's what I
okay.
like.
Okay.
As far as I'm at where I guess they did the training part
Mhm.
and got smacked with the hammer,
Okay.
hammer dude. I mean the story, the boys is fire. As a whole new superhero world. So the stories that have been extended from them, I'm including the cartoon too because I have watched that. That was good and funny. Um, I mean, Gen V has not disappointed. So I mean, as far as storytelling and character wise development, because I right now I don't know what's up with the bull who keep on seeing the dolls. He keep on seeing those dolls going crazy. What's his name?
In Gen V?
Huh?
In Gen
Yeah,
V?
yeah,
He keeps
yeah,
in the door. You talked about Sam. Sam, I think his name is
yeah,
Sam. The
yeah.
one who was like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm interested on how that's developing, and the girl. I'm wondering if she's gonna, because it looked like she was starting to do that when she was fighting the hammer dude. Like she was like slowing his heart rate, and then he
Oh
was
man.
beating his chest,
Okay. I know where
beating his
you are
chest.
in the
Yeah, I
season.
mean, I'm way after that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's gonna spoil it.
I mean,
It's gonna spoil it.
I'm right at the, like I said, I'm at the part where
I know where you at. You at the part where they fight the hammer right after they leave
no,
Elmira.
I'm
You're
after
past
that.
that part. So
Yeah,
that you should know by now Marie's ability.
I'm at the part where the dude's dad, and the girl messed up. But I guess the dude was so much of a fan that she was like, "Up, I accidentally got big." You know, I guess she
Talking
let
about
go of whatever.
Polaris. Okay.
The one who
Okay.
go get small and big.
Yeah. Basically.
I mean, she
Yeah.
controlled blood. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
So we learned that she's a part of the Odessa Project, which is one of the projects from that Homelander came from. Only two survivals right now is Marie and Homelander. You find
Yep.
out in the series, spoiler alert, that Marie is arguably just as strong or maybe stronger than the Homelander, which will set up the events for Boys the final season, right? We get a lot of boys crossover. We get to see Sister Sage. As we remember from the end of the boys, she was basically the brain. Her ability is that she's the smartest person to ever exist, right?
Right.
We meet Cypher, the character Cypher, who we later found in the series is actually Thomas Godolphin, right? Godolphin, that's how you pronounce his name.
Dr.
Tom-
Dalton.
Yeah,
Right.
he's played by Ethan Slater. Shout out to Ethan Slater. You guys know him from a bunch of things, Wicked, a lot of stuff. Ethan Slater's in a lot of things, Broadway. But you find out that the person we thought was Cypher's father was actually Godolphin the whole time. And Godolphin was actually using that character, we found out as Dave, as a puppet to run the school. Right? We find out that Marie has the ability to bring people back to life. There was a scene where her sister is captured. We finally meet Marie's sister after all this time. And we find out that in order to enhance or unlock Marie's true potential, Cypher slits her throat. And Marie is able to literally bring her back from the dead. So as Marie powers develop, throughout the series, we see each character, the Scooby Dans, what they're calling them, develop their powers. And eventually at the end of the series, we see they meet Starlight and A-Train to perform what we finally see the resistance against Homelander, which probably will happen in The Boys season 5. So there was a lot of things in this series that was really pointed out. The creators are worried that this show may not get a season 3 because it does not have great viewership right now. They're definitely encouraging everybody to watch it. I think it was a good watch. I think they did a good job. It started a little bit slow, but once they actually got into the pacing, it was great. Go ahead, bro.
I didn't even know they was going to do a season 3 of this because the boys next season is the end. I
Well,
thought
they have other spinoff shows after the boys. Actually, that's surprisingly. They got Vault Rising. They got the boys Mexico is still in development. The guy who plays Andrew.
this is going to go the way of the Walking Dead. I can see it now.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
That's what it feels like. It definitely feels like Walking Dead territory with different just people out there doing just random stuff in the Walking Dead universe. But so since even though this is the last season, apparently it's not supposed to end. They do have an idea for season 3, but it's only if Amazon backs them if the views are there. So it's not really set in stone yet. It hasn't been announced. But we also get to meet Black Noir. And they made that running gag about him talking because he's not supposed to talk. And Polaris said, "You can talk now," as he goes into the whole about how crappy his movies are. So that was fun. Also, social media is a big thing in the boys universe. That's how they use to spread the word. As you see at the end, when Marie versus Godolphin was trying to get all the students to not fall into his trap. They use the idea of their version of YouTube or Twitch or Instagram to kind of converse. But the main thing is basically, do we have someone in the universe who is just as strong as Homelander? And the question right now is yes. Is Marie ready? Probably not. She did not look ready even by the end of the series. But can she defeat him? Probably yes. So how do you feel about it, Fox?
I'm going to because y'all basically explained the show down to the T. So I guess I'll just explain the what the fuck moments because from what I saw, it was definitely interesting on the what the fuck moment. One, that the dude who had his body taken over, I didn't know that he worked at Blockbuster or something like that. Like like and the whole time he was going through shit, he didn't know that he was doing it. Just imagine that going through all those pains and all that. Another thing that freaked me out. Remember when all the doctors took the needle and then that face started melting and all that? I'm like, what? I'm thinking you're supposed to grab superpowers and become
the beginning. Yeah. And the dude was trying to warn him.
Yeah.
Godolphin was trying to warn him. Yeah, that was crazy. Was crazy.
And then I want to make sure I'm correct. Don't they got a superhero? His powers is his asshole.
So the Trojan, the Trojan, he has a portal in his ass.
What the?
First of all, why did they use him? I mean, I guess they want to do for the, for the whole funniness of it. But once she gave Kate back her powers, they really didn't need to come out her ass. I mean, out his ass. Like they really, she could have basically swayed them to let them in the front door. Why they all had to come? He just like straining to get like 8 people out his butthole. The boys love some good butt play, y'all. I don't know what it is.
I was thinking that. I was like, yo, they love dealing with some
butts.
asses. Like, because didn't that happen on the one bull? No, that was when he exploded out of his jaw. That was
Some
crazy.
dude had tentacles coming out his ass too.
Yeah, when they had that orgy party in the last season, the boys.
And in the beginning of the yeah, you talking about one of the doctors that started like melting and every different stuff started happening. One of them, yeah, that was.
And they play that scene back at the end of the season because you find out that's the scene where you find out Godolphin and his team created Compound V1, which is the same one that Stormfront, Soldier Boy, and Homelander had, which is the ability they can age. They just age really, really, really slow, which is why when he's brought back to life, he looks young and he's not looking old because he's technically like 150 at this point when they bring him Marie accidentally revives him, thinking that he didn't know that he and Cypher were the same person. So
I got a question for you. So remember when they was having sex on a toilet or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Did she know that she was having sex with that dude, or did she think it was the old dude that was in the tub?
She knew.
All right.
She knew. All this time she knew Godolphin was the burnt dude.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's why she looked at him while she was riding the thing.
Yeah, because I found that weird. I didn't know, but yeah, all right.
And it was weird because this is the first time we see her show emotion. Since her ability is to be the smartest person in the universe, she's basically Reed Richards. You find that she gets these emotional development with Godolphin, who really doesn't really want that. Like, I mean, he kind of wants it because it benefits him, but it makes her vulnerable because now she has to put logic over emotions. Ultimately, she chooses logic because her plan is phase 2 has to go through whatever phase 2 is. But because she basically let Polaris go. She's the reason why he was able to come in and stop him at the last moment. And we found out that Polaris is the only person who can beat Cypher because his ability allows the electromagnetic in him to basically move his nerve transmission around, and Cypher can't control that. So it's definitely, there was a lot of WTF moments, definitely, for sure. Like watching. So my favorite part was the last episode where Marie and Cypher, they do like the take at the same time where he's controlling her and she's talking like him. Shout out to that actress who's able to change up her demeanor to kind of she'll be the female version of Cypher. Like her mannerisms, the way she handled the room was definitely fun because it was good to see the puppeteering. But when she popped that boy head, I was like, yes! The head buster is back. And then the other WTF moments, what's his name? Stan Edgar. What's his name?
I'm not sure.
Is that his name, bro? The guy who used to run Vault. Yeah, Stan Edgar, he comes back and he has the daughter of the old president, and she basically also is trying to recruit Marie as he tried to take Vault back over. So that was another WTF moment. And I'm surprised we didn't get any Homelander. I mean, I guess he was too busy. He did call Sister Sage, but we definitely, yeah.
Keeping Marie and him apart until the show pop up, because I mean, if she's basically the Phoenix in this universe, the first time she sees him, they're gonna be like, all right, deal with him. So we can't have that until the boys have it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So let me see if I got some questions. Do you guys, what do you guys expect to see after the season finished? What is the most exciting thing about the crossover to the main show? So what do you guys expect to see in The Boys season 5 after the season?
The death of Homelander. Kill that motherfucker.
That's my answer too. It's about time. Out of all the bad guys, I hate him the worst. It's like he's unstoppable. It's not fair. It's cheating. I hate Omega Mutants. I hate them.
I hate Omega Mutants. Cheating. Do you think Marie would use her powers to cure what's his name? Dang, I can't remember the guy's name. The main guy, Carl, what's his name? Not Bruno, not Bruce. Damn, I had to Google it. What's the man's name? The main character from not Homelander, the other dude. The main guy. Not
So
Huey.
Butch, Billy the Butcher,
Booker.
Billy Butcher,
Bi- Bi-
Booker,
what's his
Billy
name?
Butcher, Billy
Butcher.
Butcher.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember his name. I'm still thinking of Luke
Or William Butcher.
Johnny
Billy.
Cage. But
That's funny right there.
I wanted to call him Johnny Cage so bad, but that's not his name. Do you think Marie would cure him? Because remember, he took the temp V and he dying. So now that we know Marie can cure people, do you think she'll be able to cure him?
It's possible. It's possible. I believe she should. It's possible. That's my answer.
Will they alter the ending? I mean,
To the original comic?
because in the comics he died.
Yeah, they are saying that they may alter the ending, that it might not be what people expect from the way the comic ends. More of a
So
WTF moment.
I mean, if they're going to do that, then they might. I mean, they might just keep him alive.
Gotcha.
But I mean, because it's a brain tumor, and that's she. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it seems like she would could knock that out.
Yeah, because she healed Polaris.
So
She healed him from all his tumors, his tremors, his disease. She healed it. He don't have it no more. As we so far that we know, he's no longer sick. And she also again brought her sister back from, and there was a lot of blood. It basically the whole body was covered in blood. That was that's the WTF moment of the series. Watching her bring her sister back from there, I was like, oh snap, we got somebody to kill Homelander.
Yes.
That's basically what it is. Okay, and my final question for this is: do you think the reveal of Godolphin was satisfying or was it predictable? Did you guys know that the old man was Godolphin or aka Cypher this whole time, or did you get
even this is me now. Even though y'all said something, when I
Mhm.
saw him on, this goes back to Heroes for me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Are y'all familiar with Heroes?
That's my
NBC's
show.
Heroes?
Mhm.
Okay. So I knew Papa Petrelli was still alive.
Yep.
I knew it from the gate, especially when they started playing more episodes with him in it, those past talk episodes. Usually nowadays, when somebody's making a return or, if involving in superheroes or in supernatural aspects, they're going to show up. So I kind of had a feeling that he was going to show up. How it happened, though, I mean, it probably was like, oh snap, that's crazy. That's a crazy reveal. Because even though Papa Petrelli was still alive in Heroes, the fact that he was still paralyzed but still making moves was shocking enough. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Fox.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I like how it was. I mean, it showed off his true talent, his true skill, what he can actually do with his powers. And can he continue to keep giving himself different vessels and something like that?
He control multiple of them at once. He does have a limit though, as we find out when they added more people through the butthole portal. That he can't control. I mean, he can't control everything. But he
Yeah,
can control a good amount of them. Yeah.
yeah. But so me, my answer, because I ain't gonna be that long on it. But yeah, I definitely like it. I love guys who got those abilities like Shang Tsung, who can become multiple people, shift shape, the whole thing, extend your young longevity on Earth. Yeah, so I like it.
Gotcha.
Real quick, one is shapeshift, my man, not ship shape, and two,
Them ship shapers.
yeah,
Oh, a
I knew
ship shaper.
already. I mean, the way they set it up, in the first couple episodes, I mean, you already knew it was
Yeah.
him. So
Yeah, they did a good job. Definitely a good job with it. But like I agree, it definitely predictable. Doesn't make it a bad twist. It was just a little bit predictable, but it was definitely. I once she healed her, it was like, oh man, Marie, you drinking too much of your own Kool-Aid. And she even said that. She said she bought into her own power, and that's why she kind of made the mistakes she made. But How do we feel? So let's rate it. Rating Gen V season 2. What you guys give it?
I was about to say I like all the crazy shit about this show. I gotta give it like an 8. Yeah, they got a lot of sadistic shit in there. Yeah.
Fox said he like all the butt players. This Fox
Oh.
kind of show. All of it, all the sexual innuendos. He down with it.
Oh man,
That's hilarious. I give it an 8 too. I think it was solid. Like I said, it started off a little bit shaky, but I think they definitely honed it in with the last few episodes, and then the WTF moments. I think they did a good job, and especially doing a good tie into the universe. It was a little weird at the end with A Train just showing up saying what he said, but I mean, if superheroes gonna do what superheroes do. So 8. Skitty, I know you ain't finished it, but what you rating it right now?
I mean, 9 times out of 10, I rate it the same as y'all. Because I mean, like I said, I see the development. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a good story. The boy, like I said, the boys' world in general have not disappointed me in any stories, whether it be serious or funny. So,
Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna give it an 8. Level rating is an 8. First time we agree all on the same score. Look at the boys. Shout out to the boys, Gen V season 2. If you guys get a season 3, that's fine. If not, we'll see you in the boys universe for the finale. Moving on. Anime level. Let's talk some animes. The first anime on our list is My Hero Academia. Whew. Hold on, let me get my notes out for this one.
I was about to say.
This one. My Hero Academia Season 8, Episode 163 or 4 for you Essers. Quick Quirk Explosion. This episode is a game changer, delivering intense action and emotional depth as Bakugo returns to the battlefield. The episode kicks off with a flashback of All For One early years, highlighting his brutal past, strained relationship with his brother Yoichi, and these flashbacks provide crucial context for understanding All For One motivations and the gravity of the current battle. Let's get into WTF moments, deep dives, and hot takes from arguably this was a great episode for it to be so emotionally driven. But let's get into it. How you guys feel about it?
So,
Academia.
when you because I ain't want to say nothing last week, but when you find out that Bakugo got that dog in him, he got a little bit of that DNA in him. You know what I'm saying? Passed down. All For One was like, I thought I wiped out your whole bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, nigga. Nah.
Nah.
Nah. That was crazy. But it also shows you the development of Bakugo as a character. Yes, he's hot-headed, but his battle awareness is on the chain. He set up sweat droplets throughout the atmosphere while he was fighting Bull. Come on, man. Come on.
That was crazy.
He set the battlefield up for him, and he's still on death's door now.
That's crazy. I agree. That it was crazy.
Yeah.
That was definitely a WTF moment. Watching that plan come to fruition for Bakugo. I said this last week, but All For One is just more and more coming up for Villain of the Year. And let me tell you, the emotional story that My Hero Academia portrayed for this character was jaw-dropping. From the moment he was created to the moment that we watch him become who he become was crazy. Like the fact that we found that he's a twin. Technically, him and his brothers are twins, We found out that he basically stole his mother's quirk out the womb after stealing basically all the milk, gave his little brother a little bit out the womb. And once he was coming out the womb, he was just checking dudes. He taking this power, he taking that power. There was one moment where he said he found out that 50 people had quirks. He went there and killed all 50 people instantly and came back glowing like
he killed that baby.
Like he killed the baby, so it was nothing that would stop him from getting the power that he needed. He felt like he had to be all, as you said, all for one, and he had to have the ability, and he felt like he was basically blessed with this. But the other thing is that him not his emotional attachment to his brother. He named his brother. His brother had no name up to the point where he was like, "I'm gonna name you because you are mine. You're my property. Your name is Yoshi." But his fatal flaw is when he gave his brother the quirk, and that is where he messed up. When he gave his brother his first quirk and gave him the ability that he could possibly have hope to leave, and he tried to leave, and he basically he didn't kill him, he eviscerated him. He literally made him disappear. Like it was like he Thanos snapped him.
And started
One for all. Yep. He realized that triggered his latent quirk all along because he was malnourished. He didn't have the same development, so his quirk was delayed. And that's how we triggered one for all. And we ultimately get this one can't survive while the other one lives type of thing. And man, all for one was brutal. He didn't care. He had no just thinking the whole series and really understanding how bad this guy was, he did not care. Like, even as a baby, he was still going, and All Might said it to Baco, that is his weakness. He's going to keep fighting you because he feel like he can beat you. So the moment you make him use his quirk, every time he rewinds, we got to get him to a baby. And I got to a baby, and he started crawling. He was like, I gotta get
I'm gonna get this one out.
Whole time he's like, Bakugo, like, I don't understand what you're saying, dude.
But what Bakugo did though,
he had to.
Man, caught that thing with his teeth.
Hard.
Catches bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth.
What he do?
You,
That's you right. You right about that. That was my oh my bad. That was my WTF movement right there. Is the fact that you could be a baby and still fighting like that. Seriously, the last time I seen a baby doing something like that was the baby off of Fantastic Four. And then, as you just said, I just want to know, where do these guys get these meters from to shoot these long things that go hella distance? That was long. What was that shot us about? A vine or something? I don't know what it was.
Bone.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And then this dude stopped it with his teeth. I mean, these powers that these guys got is out of this world. I mean, it makes me wonder, like, who's the strongest person in anime history with all this stuff that I see. So I mean, yeah, it was a good watch.
It was definitely a good watch. It definitely, I mean, like they explained in the beginning of the episode how quirks really developed, that it was basically like a genetic kind of disease or kind of like virus that infected their race and caused DNA to turn into other DNA, and that's why you got the ultimate faction where some people had metahuman problems and some people didn't. And so, you know, when that was his original quirk that he stole. Because remember, when he had to eventually release all the quirks back to the people once he was, you know, killed. But the original quirk he stole was his mom's quirk, who had the bone. When they showed her earlier pregnant, she had the bone spikes in her arm. So that was his last line of defense. But where he messed up, he should have been moved himself to Shigarachi. He said it. He was like, I can still use my warp ability. I can go to All Might, who's right here, or I can go all the way over there to Shigarachi and try to get my power back. But he played Bakugo like he was a background character. Second time he called him that, player 2 character, and he found out that my dude really player 1 life. So he found it out. And at the end, when he held up the All Might, right as he was about to collapse, I agree with Skitty. And Fox, as you watch if you go back and watch the older seasons, you'll understand. Bakugo character development is one of my questions. Is by far the best in this series. Like, he was annoying. He thought he was better than everybody. He was loud, and he treated the main character, Deku, like crap. But you understand, as we learn his story over the years, why he was the way he was. Not saying it was justified, but he really wanted to be All Might. He really wanted to be One for All. He really wanted to be the greatest hero of all time, and he felt like he was born with it. And so he kept that mentality. And when One for All was given to Deku, it shattered him. Not knowing all this time he had One for All in him. Like, what? Like, that's crazy.
That's why I ain't want to say nothing to y'all. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing
all this time.
I was like, it's gonna be a mix up, and y'all gonna be like, what?
All this time. And that was a great twist. Definitely a great twist. So were you guys satisfied with the outcome with Bakugo and All for One, the battle?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely cool with that.
My man turned into a giant acorn. I don't know what he was. He was
Oh,
like a
yeah.
giant,
A human bomb. I don't know what that was. That was weird.
a giant nut is what he turned into. Pause.
A giant nut is crazy.
That's what he looked like.
He said my man's was flying like a testicle.
He got stopped in his track. Okay.
That's funny.
With All for One backstory, what does the flashbacks of All for One early life revealed about his motivations and his origin story? Do you think, based on what do you really think made him the villain?
When he killed that baby and was like, I don't want anybody gathering people but me type time, I was like, what? Nigga, you killed his brother. Why are you glowing like that? Like, oh man, you really killed this baby. You really killed the baby. That was my whole thing. Like, I've seen, well, the Titans, you know what I'm saying? They kill everybody. But like to target, like specifically target somebody because you don't want them to gather people. Like you felt some type way about them gathering people. And you was like, I don't like that. I want
Well,
that.
remember, he said it was mainly because he wanted all the attention all the time.
Yeah.
That's basically he wanted to be the center. He wanted to be the only. He wanted to be the reason why everybody, like, he didn't want nobody else to pay attention to anybody else. Like that was kind of like his God complex about him, that he had to be worshipped, and anybody else that felt like he wasn't the one had to go. Like if he couldn't control them, or they, he had to let them go. So it's definitely a scene that he was so. It was like not narcissism, but it was like almost he was so mentally destroyed that he actually believed what he was doing was justified. And that was the crazy thing about it. Like, like he actually justified why he destroyed hundreds of thousands of people. Like, even up till the end when he, and it's funny that he killed the baby and he wound up dying as a baby. So 360, there you go.
Karma.
We talk about Bakugo. Yeah. So any other hot takes, deep dives, or thoughts about My Hero Academia? The next episode is called History's Greatest Villain.
Yeah.
We're finally gonna get the fight with Deku and Shigarashi.
I got a question.
Okay. Sorry. Shigarashi looked like his brother. Also, I wanted to say that. I realized that when his brother did the thing like this,
yeah,
and they kind of
that's what I thought. That's what I thought they was going to lead up to, and I was
thought
like,
they was going to do that too. But
yeah,
that's why he was so adamant about getting Shigarashi, because he was saying it was the perfect vessel. It basically was his brother and him in one. So, but go ahead. What's your question, bro?
Never mind. Don't even worry about it. This ain't even my segment, man. I'll wait till y'all talk about something that I can talk about.
You sure? It might be a good question.
It literally was not a good question.
I mean, whatever question you got, we're gonna have the greatest answer for you.
All right. I want to revisit what Fox said, because I believe that the question he had could be a whole episode could revolve around that, and y'all could teach me something. Because when he asked the question, who is the most powerful anime character, that automatically, to me, I know y'all, when I say this name, y'all gonna be like, whatever. But I would think that would be Goku.
Dick Grayson.
Oh.
But the thing is, you said Dick Grayson, and that isn't in there. Oh, never mind. You got it. You got it.
You're right. That is a great question.
Everybody in the Twitch chat laughing, so he got a bar off. Y'all wasn't there earlier when I got my bar off. You know what? That's why I'm about to hide my camera again. Everybody fired after the day. Even the people in the chat. You're fired.
It is a great question, and I don't want us to talk about it because I know Skitty about to say something, and we only got because you can keep it short Cause we still
Yeah,
got alrighty.
it's short.
Cause
After my little after a few bait ramps, yeah, I ain't going front. I be baiting y'all, especially y'all One Piece fans. I be baiting y'all heavy. But I thought it was Wang Ling off of the Daily Life of the Immortal King. But then I found out, after doing a little reading of some manga, the Bull Takota, like he could just like will you, like you're dead, you're dead, and he breaks like I guess his power trumps other powers. So if somebody is an immortal, you're not immortal anymore. He could do that. So that's the strongest person. He's as far I don't know if they have an anime, but I know he has a manga, and he's the strongest person by far.
and with anime, it's definitely debatable. It all depends on the anime you watch because some people would argue Goku is probably one of the strongest anime characters just because his ability is that he keeps leveling up. He doesn't really have a ceiling. But you could also say Jin Woo may be, as right now, one of the strongest anime characters. You could say to be Hero X. Hero X. It depends on what you comparing as far as
Well, you
strength
know what?
wise.
Stay with that, Ebony. Stay with that. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
glad you said Jinwoo, but I wasn't going to say him because I
Yeah.
know it could get heated with that. But I think I answered my question. If we're going to go with the reasoning for the characters that you're saying and what Skitty said, the character he said, the strongest anime character has to be One Punch Man because he's literally written to solo everybody with one punch.
And that's also another argument. I agree. That's one of my arguments. But I think that this is a great question, and I am
I'm
going
sorry.
to write it down. No, it's okay because I love this question, and I'm gonna put it for our next all play because
I
I
was
think
about
that
to
would
say
be a
you could
good
bring your
question.
guest back, y'all guest back for
Yeah,
this.
anime level coming up. I was already going to plan it. So Skitty, hold that question. Hold it
Brett,
in your belly.
yeah,
Hold
That
it
was
in the
Fox.
fire.
That was
Go ahead,
Fox.
Fox.
No, that was Fox question.
Fox. I Fox, you know it was your question. You always got a question. But
Yo, you gotta give that man his props for that. You gotta give him his
Fox.
props
That
for
was
that.
Fox question.
Yeah.
Fox,
All right.
hold that question. Do your research because when we bring it up on the next anime level, that's gonna be one of the questions I'm gonna pull.
Let's do
I
it.
like it. I like it. I like it. Moving on. Moving on. Shout out to My Hero Academia. It's been doing great. Episode 4, 163. Been talked about being up for anime of the year. Been getting the big 3 golden status. After watching the season so far, no doubt about it. But let's see how they bring it to the close. Moving on to somebody we just talked about, one of our favorites, Mr. Saitama, aka One Punch Man, and we get the second episode of One Punch Man in the series. And there has been a lot of talks about One Punch Man on social media. But before we get,
Do
go
any
ahead.
of the talks consist of why does this show take so long to do something? Like these first 2 episodes
Yes,
have
yes.
literally been the number after 5 and the other number before 8. 6,000. Come on.
Yes. Basically, after being on hiatus for almost a decade, a lot of fans and critics have been debating about the development of the show so far and the animation. People are saying the animation quality does not meet the original 2 seasons, and fans are mad. But this episode felt fillery. I mean, I get it. We got to realize Saitama is, for some reason, a comic relief in his own show because the whole thing of him not dining and dashing, like, he made that girl eat one French fry. I'm gonna do that next time. I'm gonna invite somebody for dinner and make them eat one
But
French fry.
don't skip over it. He was dazed at that boob. He was like,
He's like, go here, eat the French fry. But this episode basically was a little bit character development. We get both Saitama and what's the other guy name? Garu. We both
Mhm.
get 2 different stories told at the same time. Garu, who is now still recovering, the Monster Association is trying to recruit him, but he seems to be on a character development path. He seemed to be conflicted, as he meet this little boy who basically inspires him to do a heroic moment. And he winds up being the Don and Dasher after eating, and Saitama being the hero chases after him. And then we get Saitama, we get to see his first punch of the season where he kind of just knocks dude out by accident because he didn't mean to. So how do you guys feel about One Punch Man? Do you think that it's getting over crucified in the fandom?
Let me hop in first, or Fox, as two people who haven't read the manga. Have you read the manga yet, Fox?
No, I have not read the manga.
You haven't? Okay, well, I know Skitty has. All I want to know, because you know what, Fox, go first, because I feel as though you keep having to wait. You sure? You sure? Cool.
He muted Fox, but okay.
He muted?
Yeah, it says he's muted.
Oh, okay. My question, well, I guess it would be more to Skitty, because I think he said he read the manga, but I really don't want you to answer it. It's weird, but this how you say Gairu, this Gairu character, or however you pronounce his name. Yes. He is supposed to be, I guess, eventually going to be the Monsters champion if it continues the way I think it's going to go. It might switch up because I don't know. I haven't read that far. Well, I haven't read any of it. But my thing is, all of this to go up against, I guess, One Punch Man, who basically punched this dude. He ain't even really try to hurt him.
He just chopped him on the shoulder and made him pass out.
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm like, I don't know. I guess my question, I'm going to ask a question that I want answered, but I don't want you to answer it if you know it. If you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
Like, who is even going to give Saitama a challenge? Like, I loved season 1 when he fought Boris or whatever his name was, because he let the alien get his shit off before he finally dealt with him. It was like you was thinking, oh, this is going to be a good fight. And then he hit him with the serious punch, and that was it. I think he hit him once, and then morphed into something else, and then he finally finished him off. But like, they building these characters up like they can do anything to Saitama. All I'm saying is, as someone who don't know anything going forward about this, like, is there any payoff? Like, will there be anyone who gets the one punch power also, or gets a power that nullifies Saitama's powers to make them actually have a more than one punch fight? I guess that's what I'm trying. If y'all understand it.
Here's what I'm gonna say if this helps you out a little bit. There was a time and point in the manga where you thought Saitama was gonna lose.
Okay.
But what it feels like to me is that it's only based on how he feels. He got that spoof, that cartoon, you know what I'm saying? The Toon Force, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say Toon Force, but basically he's a spoof character. Right. So, like, for instance, I'll take you back to one of his early fights when, he was fighting that monster, and,
the water monster. There was the Ocean King. Oh, no.
The one where the dude was created, the creation, the experiment, the big dude. Remember there was like these doctors with the clones.
It was a giant.
Yeah,
it was a giant.
And remember, the giant was giving them business, but then that's when he was like, "Oh snap, you can go on all week." That means I'm going to miss the grocery sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be something similar to that, where he's going to be in his mind about what's going on,
right?
And then he's going to snap out of it and give him the series. Not him, but you know what I'm saying.
I got what you're saying.
It's going to be, if you like the Boris fight, you're going to like the Garu fight. You're going to love the Garu fight.
I'm all well.
Now there are some other fights in between there too. So, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think that fight is going to happen this season? Do you think him versus it'll happen this season?
It's going down. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just going down. It's just that, like I said, what because people be hype about like Saitama fighting, but I kind of like watching the other heroes fight too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, because my favorite fight to this day.
Before you said, was your favorite character Moon Man Rider?
No, no.
Hey,
You talking
yo.
about Moonman Rider? Moonman Rider with the bicycle. He is a clutch character though. I ain't going front because he gave time. He gave the time that was needed. But no, my favorite has always been Bang. You know what I'm saying? Old man Bang. You know what I mean? Like
that looked like a
that
sensei and
that,
shit.
that episode named The Beating of the Disciple, bruh. That was it
That
for
was
me.
fire. Yo, once One Punch Man when they get in their bag, like on an episode,
It's on. Yeah, I mean, so most of the other two seasons, season 1 was 12 episodes, season 2 was 13, and it's only episode 2. So I think we just gotta give them a chance to cook. I think they probably. I'm not gonna say that. Go ahead, Fox. What you gonna say before I ask the question?
Nah, my main thing is I kind of feel like how the fans was feeling as far as like the anime and things like that. I hear us all the time always talk about these new animes who about to win anime of the year, and I know his time is up to probably ever win it again. But the fans is focused on what they see right now, so they want to see One Punch, one of the legends, turn it up over that department. Because I definitely love the comedy side, but I definitely would like to see one time it really be a challenge in a fight where somebody can equal One Punch. Because I don't think nobody can really match him for real in his universe.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah, I mean, the name is so. If my question was, do you think that Saitama is too much of a comic relief for a main character?
they need to add a character called One Block Man who can.
You can't really say is he too much comic relief for a character, because I'm gonna say a character which is the name of his cartoon, which was not only a comic relief, and he was definitely over the top and one of the strongest anime characters, one of the strongest anime characters of all time. Bo. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't say.
Oh, did you see that they bringing it back?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they bringing it back.
Can't really say, is he like too strong, like a comedic too strong? Because Bo takes it out the hat every time.
First, hold up. Two things. Why is Skitty wearing gloves like Michael Jackson and don't want to touch diseases and shit?
I'm saying because I'm getting ready.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
because he was cold. I thought because he was cold. I ain't gonna lie.
And the second thing is, you talk about goofy character, that Kaiju dude. That it made me not watch that show no more.
Kaiju number 8 is
I hate that character. Y'all talk about it like it was fire because you were saying Kaiju number 10 or 11 or whatever next one is the villain of the year, and it kind of made me want to check that out. But that character, I know what Saitama is giving me. I know what Goku is giving me. Pause. I know what they do when they get serious. The serious punch shit. This dude just seems like it's like I wanted him to be Jin Woo, but he wasn't.
He's the cool old head that finally got his shot.
Oh yeah, that's right. I kind of forgot what that show was about. He was the old dude.
He was the old head that got his shot.
All right, I gotta watch season 2.
Gotta give my man Kafka
I gotta
a
critique
chance.
this season 2. I gotta critique it.
Season 2 was a lot better than season 1.
Was you done, Fox?
No, yeah, I was done.
Rain, did you ask the question that you needed? Was that question that you
was it too much of a comic relief?
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of know what we're getting into with Saitama. So I mean, I think that we just gotta give him a chance to cook. I would say that, just my little rant. Fans, critics, ease up on the writers, ease up on the creators. You guys complained and moaned and stuff about this show for years, and it's finally back. I'm the type of fan, it could have been a stick figure on the screen. I probably would still watch it. So ease up on it, because when you put this much pressure on people, especially of this culture and anime culture, you tend to make them do things you don't want them to do, like kill off characters or stop writing. So give them a chance to cook. It's not that bad compared to the first seasons, but it definitely could better. But when you think about budget, time, and what it takes to make these productions, just give them a chance to cook. Ease up on them.
I'm about to have people mad. I'm sorry. It took 15 arcs of One Piece to start to look good. Shut the fuck up. How about
Period.
15 arcs? And then people be like, oh, Naruto. No, Naruto and Bleach, all you had to do was get past the first arc and everything was straight heat. 15 arcs. Ace had to die for it to get good. And I stand on that.
He stand on business. I stand on business.
Man.
Moving on, moving on. It is time for the all play level. All play, where we discuss some great hot topic questions and we all give our answers. As a reminder, we are going to respect the mic. Everyone get a chance to answer. If you feel like this is a question that you want to answer, just raise your hand. I'm going to choose them randomly. Bro, just to let you know, your question is number 4. So if you want to read your question, you can. But what the first question I'm gonna go with is, y'all ready? Which horror villain will survive in the Marvel or DC universe? Which horror villain will survive in the Marvel or DC universe? Fox.
I kind of want to say Freddy Krueger because I think about the Scarecrow. Scarecrow was doing some of the things that he was doing, always playing on the mind. I believe he can be in everybody's dream. It's very possible Freddy Krueger can be in everybody's dream. I can see him fighting Professor X, and that'd be a good fight. Him and Jean Grey, all the mind people.
In the mind.
Yeah.
You gotta realize
That's my answer. That's my answer.
People don't understand is that you have to be afraid of Freddy Krueger for him to be powerful. If you're not afraid of him, he has no power. You think Jean Grey, Professor X, Nate Gray, Cable, about damn near half the telepaths in Marvel wouldn't figure that out?
After being scared of him, yeah.
I mean, how many times have you seen the X-Men not figure out the same villains going to do the same thing next week? Yeah, nothing against it, but
I mean, I ain't really.
let Sabretooth go. He won't hurt us no more next week on X-Men.
That's a fact.
Let Magneto go. He won't. He's sorry. Next week on X-Men.
and to be real, and I don't think when we talking about horror, we talking about all things. We including Jason and all them, right?
Mm-hmm. Any horror.
I don't think, to be real, I don't think nobody survived going against mutants. Batman would figure it out. Superman definitely gonna rip your head off. Wonder Woman.
What I want to know is, because with this question, I do this with all questions on whatever show I'm on. I need qualifiers, like because the question is too general, like the way it is. What I mean by that is when you take that character villain out of his universe, do he then gets granted the powers in that universe? Like to, I guess, if it's being graded on a curve, does his grades match the curve? What I mean by that, my answer is Jigsaw. If you put Jigsaw in any of those universes, will his I guess punishments or gadgets have powers in them for each one of the characters he go against? Like, if he captures Superman, will it have kryptonite to keep Superman there and have to figure that out? Yeah. Does he get the sandbox of that universe? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Does he get the Isekai treatment?
Like if you take a character and put them in a universe that's traditionally on a curve, obviously they have to have some ability. Right. Now, Jigsaw is interesting because he really don't have to have an ability to work in the DC universe. He could be a Batman villain.
That's why I compared him to like maybe like the Riddler, doll maker, stuff like that.
Yeah, so Jigsaw is a good one though.
Freddy would be like Parallax.
Yeah, Freddy would probably be a mutant. If he existed, he would have to be some type of metahuman. So
Freddy would also be like the dude. If you watched, I know Skitty gonna get it. What is Ebony? You probably get it too. What was the show again that had Professor X son on it?
Legion.
Oh, what was the demon dude that he kept getting away from? That
it was The Shadow King that he
Yeah,
brought
The
in.
Shadow King. Yep.
that would be Freddy Krueger,
Yeah.
like the Shadow King type dude.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he definitely getting
Yeah.
murked. He's getting murked.
Fear is an interesting thing, you know. Like I get what you're saying, Skitty, as far as like you have to be afraid of him, but when we think about the way comics are, fear is manipulative. So it depends on how Freddy uses his fear, which will make him powerful. But if they give him metahuman abilities, I can see him, you know.
He wouldn't go past Ghost Rider though.
Oh no,
That's
no.
what I'm
Ghost Rider,
saying. Like,
but he still can survive. Like we've seen lesser characters survive in these universes. The Dot, Mr. Dot, whatever that man, the Dot, Polka Dot.
Hell yeah. If he can survive. If he can survive.
Come on.
But,
What about you, Skitty? Who would you pick?
right now, for real, and I was talking to my boy Brandon about it because he gave he gave it as an answer to on our last tune.
Yo, you keep calling, shouting Brandon out, get him on the show, yo. He already a part of
the anime joint, for the anime joint. Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna schedule it.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him about it more because he said he's trying to make some room for it just in case. You know what I'm saying? But Jeepers Creepers, yo. You gotta think about it because he's bound by a rule, but he does not die. Like man's head got chopped off. He swiped somebody up with his wing, detached the head, and made it a part of his body. You know what I'm saying? He's been burnt. He's been split. The only thing that stops him is his 33-day mark.
So we only fight him every 33 days.
Remember, it's every 33rd spring. It's every 33rd spring.
Man,
33 days.
Being Argus forever.
We should add a part to this question. Like, if with the character you brought into the universe, you need to make that character someone's main villain. Who would be his hero? And in my universe, because you obviously is going to think Jigsaw is going to be like maybe Batman, maybe Spider-Man. I'm talking about more grounded characters. No, I want Jigsaw to be, I'm not going to just say Superman. I want him to be a powerful character's villain because I want him to be leveled up to a point.
I mean, he could be on the line of Lex Luthor because he did have money.
Okay, you know what? Let's put him like, but I'm still trying to add in. He has some type of power. Lex Luthor.
So just make him Dr. Doom. Just put him on that level so he can fight the Four.
All right, we'll do that. He could be like Jigsaw could basically be like the Maker. The Maker is Mr. Fantastic, the evil version of him.
Bananas.
Right,
I would put like Jeepers Creepers up against somebody like Constantine. Like, I would put him like a Constantine
or like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because you would have to contain him. You can't be destroyed.
And then Freddy, we already said is going to be the mutants. I mean, Freddy be in the X-Men universe for sure. That's going to be his universe.
I mean, shoot, Freddy could still be in the supernatural. You know what I'm saying? He could still give work to the Darkhold Redeemers. He could give work to Ghost Rider and the Midnight Suns. You know
Freddy could be on DC and be a villain to Justice League Dark. You feel me?
Not just that. Like I said, he could be like Parallax. Because remember, Freddy's base is fear. Those remember the demons, the three-headed demons were fear demons. They explained that on.
Hold on, just imagine Freddy with the motherfucking gold lantern ring, the fear ring,
with the yellow ring. That's what I'm saying. Parallax. Remember, Parallax is the entity. Is the entity of fear.
I forgot. You know what? I was thinking about something completely different. I didn't put those two together. But yeah, Parallax was in the first Green Lantern movie and shit. Yeah. Well, but we know that was trash. I know. I mean, come on, let's get back on.
But yeah. I would definitely like I said, Freddy would definitely be Parallax, yo. That fear base, getting into somebody's nightmares, making them more fear, and his basis is fear. Yeah, he'd be a crazy, but he will also be a crazy Black Lantern too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would be wild. But I would definitely, like I said, you could do mutants for Freddy, or you could keep him in the supernatural. That would still be fire. You know what I'm saying? you could give him a boost where instead of him, because remember in the Nightmare on Elm Street world, if you bring Freddy to the real world, you can kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they explain that he's tied to these entities that are forever. The
Mm-hmm.
3-headed snake, whatever's.
Yeah.
It
Once
was crazy.
Freddie got to a point where I was like, what the
Right,
fuck?
right, right.
Freddie got a little bit, yeah. All right, let's go to the next question, guys. Oh, I didn't answer. If I could answer, I would choose it. Put it in there. Put the clown in there. I mean, he
And
already
who's his villain?
supernatural.
Who's his villain? I mean, who's his hero? His hero.
I would do the Flash. He seemed like a Flash character. He
What
seemed
did you
like
say?
somebody.
It? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know,
I mean, you
supernatural
could
clown,
because,
Justice League, supernatural clown. He could turn into anything.
but the one thing about the Flash's villains is they aren't even really like villains. They all his like they cool
Oh,
with him.
basically
They all
versions
got
of
an
him.
understanding. They have an understanding with Barry. You
Every
feel
time
me?
the bloodline fall out, they fight. All right, next question. We're gonna we'll do number 4. Do you want to read your question, bro? Or you want me to read it?
You could have, but I'll do it. All right. As a huge Transformer fan, y'all remember that being my number 1 cartoon in the top 10 list. I want to know this. Has Michael Bay's Transformer franchise done more harm than good for the legacy of the brand of Transformers? Hold up. Legacy of the brand, yeah. Or do you think Transformers would have still been would have been more respected today if it would have just stayed a cartoon? And I say this with the announcement that they're doing a crossover of Transformers and G.I. Joe cartoon with my man who made The Walking Dead and Invincible, and it's going to be in line with the Invincible cartoon type adultness of it. So
They were supposed to come out with a live action.
yeah, they're still supposed to do that, and Michael Bay is supposed to handle that. But I'd rather them stick to what the Energon universe, or if they do the comic book versions of Transformers, it's going to be like the OG movie. Transformers is going to be dying here and there. It's going to be, well, G.I. Joe is in it. So remember, G.I. Joe, the movie, had G.I. Joe's dying. If you want to go back that far. So go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. Transformer has always been a legacy anime. It's been a legacy anime. It's a household name, backed by Hasbro, one of the greatest kids entertainment companies of all time. Do I think the live action did harm? I mean, it spawned what, 5, 6, 7 movies? And I'm not saying they were successful, but what I'm saying is that it did. My mom never really fucked with Transformers like that. She likes the movies. You know what I'm saying? There's people that weren't hardcore fans, or they Transformers, that was for my son, or Transformers, that was for my nephew, or that was, for the kids. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who didn't uh a lot of people that didn't watch it or receive it like the live action movie. You know what I'm saying? So to us true fans, we know the story was shitty, but we had a couple moments that we liked about the movies. Especially there was the one moment where, Bumblebee came up, bop, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like, did his thing, even though they shut him up. That was my one gripe about that movie too, yo. Like, how you gonna shut up the one Transformer that talks the most shit? Like,
I know, but Skitty, yeah, we got to move on, bro. To the
my bad. But I feel as though that it has brought some life to the Transformer franchise as a whole, to people who never recognized it, and also to a new generation, because we wouldn't have had the Transformer 1 movie, which is fire. We wouldn't have had the Transformer 1 I mean, the Transformer cartoons that came out, a couple years back, the little CG joints was all right. They were a bit of all right.
They were fire.
So,
they were fire.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel as though it hurt us fans, but it did some good.
And real quick, let me interject this. This would be real quick. It's kind of, Ebony, we had a conversation earlier on another situation where we were talking about the game Halo leaving Xbox and going to PlayStation. This is similar to me. It's just us OG fans don't like it.
Halo.
I mean, well, I'm talking about for Transformers, don't like the live action movies, but the newer people were introduced to it that way. So I could see with the conversations are parallel. I get it, but whoever want to answer it next, because I know we got to move on.
For me, I got mixed emotions about it. Every time I read the comic books first or watch the cartoon first, and then you bring me this next, and then it's not the same as what I originally saw, it throws me off. Like, prime example, I knew exactly who Bumblebee was, but I thought the second guy was Hot Rod. That's who I was expecting to have his own thing. Wasn't Hot Rod in the movie?
Hot Rod came along later. It was Bumblebee who was Optimus's number 2.
Oh, so who was the one? Who was the movie in the 80s? Or
that was. Go ahead. You want to answer?
Optimus. Well, just the you talking about the OG movie, right? G1 movie. Optimus got killed, which you saw. Hot Rod was the one that was worthy to open up the Matrix, and he became Rodimus Prime. I mean, so, but go ahead. What you trying to say, Skitty?
That was number 2. That was the introduction of the second generation.
Was that that was G3, wasn't it?
Gen 2. Because Rodimus Prime is Gen 2.
I would always take the generations with the seasons that the cartoon had, because I remember in season 3 is when Rodimus Prime was in charge. So that's where I got to confuse that. Yes, you're right. It was Gen 2, but I always say the seasons is Gen 3.
And Hot Rod was a new character because the voice was what was it? Judd Nelson?
Yeah, it was Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson. So they were introducing a lot of new characters like who was that Micro Machines dude? The one that talked really fast with Micro Machines.
Blur.
Yeah, because they introduced Blur too.
But yeah, we got go ahead, because Ebony looking at us like, yo, the time. You the one that said we had a time limit.
He's about to hit you with a.
No, my basic point was I got mixed feelings about it. I like the new audience that they bring in. But for the people like me and you guys who are old school, we would like to see the timeline stay the same and certain things don't change. Like my favorite guy is Soundwave. I don't feel like we got enough of Soundwave on there. Same thing with Hot Rod, but that's just my point.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everybody. I think it's definitely mixed emotions. Like I remember watching Transformers 1 and the first movie. And I loved it. I could still hear Optimus Prime speech echo in the back of my brain. But after watching the cartoon, the one that came out this year, it was like almost. It felt like
you talking about Transformers 1, the one I was like,
Transformers 1. Yeah, it was like kind of like this was the peak, and everything else kind of was just buckets. Like so, watching the live action was good because we got to see these characters we love get CGI in a beautiful way, because the Transformers were great. The changing, the look of them, but the storyline was lackluster. So, that begs the question between animation. Like a lot of times you get more of a scope with animation when you have these type of characters and you get to be a little bit more true to the storyline. So I don't know if Michael Bay needs to continue. Maybe he needs to just lay it down, let someone else probably take over the reins. But I wouldn't be mad if they stuck with animation from this point on, because it is a love for animation on anime, no matter how you pick it. So
real quick, this is 10 seconds. My highest high and my lowest low with the Transformers movie franchise was you can all be wrapped up with one character. They first said that Devastator was appearing in Transformers. I lost my shit. And then when I seen what they made Devastator look like,
it was like the Galactus Cloud moment.
They made him a giant gorilla construction truck that grinded people up with a. All right, next question.
Next question. All right, next question is Skitty's question. With scary movies, Do you feel like scary slash horror movies aren't scary anymore?
I want.
I think
I
they
want.
more.
Oh, go
I'm gonna be short with mine. I think the movies nowadays are more entertaining. Back in the day, I think they gave us some substance that this shit could possibly be real. But since we live in a world with all this controversy and we see shit on a regular, especially living in Baltimore City, nothing is scary to us anymore.
Nothing. Can't scare us.
Yo, I think my answer gonna be shorter than that. It's just that I know that shit fake, man. I mean, like when you, well, I'm gonna try to make it. It's probably gonna be a little bit longer than Fox's, but pause. That was, whew. um, yo, Ebony, you gotta stop laughing.
Sorry.
All right, yeah, it's just basically my thing is with me. We had this conversation before, and I think it was maybe the last episode. Um, like right now I listen for the audio cues. Like
Mhm.
if you watch horror movies, you know, if it get completely silent
Yeah.
or you hear that key that be like it's leading you to something. No, dog. I just automatically like, oh, here's something come. And my wife be like, yo, why you always spoiling the movie? I'm like, I know what's about to happen. That's you just grow it. You get used to this shit. I don't know. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like horror movies are before Skitty answers this question. I feel like horror movies are like roller coaster rides nowadays. They're only thrilling for that moment, and then after that, you're like, that wasn't really that scary. Or, that was I can do that over and over again. Like it really, like I said, it's entertaining now. When we was growing up, I think the audience and the director was more unhinged. They had less filters, and now with this day and age, we're all under a scope when it comes to social media and things. So there's only but so much they can do before it gets canceled or retconned or argued about. So it's definitely not that scary anymore. I haven't found one that really just give me the heebie-jeebies in like the last 6 years. So hopefully that changes. But I feel like horror series are scarier than horror movies, and that's how I've been feeling lately. So, but go ahead, Skitty.
What horror series? Give me one that you think one just real quick that you think is really, 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 really scary.
Um, Off the top of the brain, The Haunting of Hill House, Mike
Okay.
Flanagan series,
Okay.
all those Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, all of them
Was
was
it scary or was the high really high to you that feeling of that hanging lady episode? Because I
mhm,
know that's the one.
that was the
That
episode.
that is an episode that goes down in history as one of the greatest TV moments of all time.
Mhm.
But does that cloud your judgment of what the rest of that show was about?
No, no,
Okay,
definitely
okay.
not. Like I would say, one of his scariest moments. If you watch recently, The House of Usher, that moment
Oh
when
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
had the acid,
yeah. Mm-hmm. I
that's
can't remember that
the
movie
club
verbatim, but I
scene,
watched it.
and the lady was like, "You got to get out," and all of a sudden the acid, and they was all dancing, and everybody started to scream bloody murder, and you saw skin melting and blood explode. Like that was like a horror moment. I wasn't scared, but it was still horror. Like I think the difference between being scared and horror, a lot of people like blur. Is because
Mm-hmm.
you can something can be a horror and can't be scary, because horror is supposed to be unnerving, it's supposed to be gruesome, it has so many different elements, but I don't think we are all like, ah, like I wasn't doing that. Like, I wasn't, oh my God, bloody murder. Like I wasn't doing that. Like. But go ahead, Skitty.
I kind of answered it earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of doubled down on it. I feel as though a lot of these horror movies are like just cash grabs now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I will say one that grossed me out, and I'm looking forward it to grossing me out again. Evil Dead, the remake,
Yeah,
fire, and it
Evil
grow
Dead.
and it made me cringe. There's not a lot of movies that can make me go ugh,
Mm-hmm.
especially when she took that razor blade and started going. Oh, that
Mm,
still makes my hair
mm.
stand. Um, on that next Evil Dead Rising, when the mom was tripping, like that was again cringe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't felt that in a very long time. Maybe a jump scare, like I said, The Conjuring one or two. One I know off the top of my dome, but the second one is fuzzy to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just like I said. I feel as though is that they're cash grabbing on famous names.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha. All right.
now, as far as like a show, I would say like horror shows for me
Shout out
would
to it dropping today.
oh
Sorry.
yeah, 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 yeah. Welcome to Derek. Welcome to Derek.
There
Yeah,
it drops today.
mind bending. You know what I'm saying? Interview with the Vampire would be considered a horror show, but it's mind bending.
That shit was
Penny
great.
Dreadful. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't scary to me, but it had you like, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? You know what I mean? Because you're immersed in the story. The stories aren't immersive enough. You don't feel yourself being drawn into the story. That's what it is. Boom. There you go.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. A couple more questions. The next question I have is with the Scary Movie 6 franchise, Scary Movie 6 is confirmed, right? Which of the existing scary movies do you think is the best one?
Two.
Is that the one? I Know What You Did Last Summer?
No, that was the one with you could get my good hand in the mashed
Oh,
potatoes.
That's mine. That is the one. Be
Hands
like this
down.
when they knocked on the door and it was a dude balls. It was like,
And they
oh.
started playing basketball.
Yeah. When the you know the and one commercial to do yeah
When the ghost had sex with the chick.
Yeah, and he kicked her out afterwards.
Yeah.
My favorite moment.
he saw her panties. It said Wednesday. It was Friday.
He was like, hey, what the?
Wednesday. Yeah,
Or the moment when she was like, Brenda, a monster's chasing me. She's like, oh, go on, just let that monster mutilate that girl.
Yo, you about to make me watch that shit again.
That's
yo.
my movie, though. I thought we all had the
too.
same answer, but that's number one was good. Fox said number one. That's the one with the I Know What You Did Last Summer. But number two was that was the one.
All right. I just want to say, the game kicked off. We got come on. Right. No, you don't have to rush through.
Okay.
But, I mean,
I only got two more questions. Cool. So we may not be able to do the last one, but it'll be up to you guys.
We can do it. Yeah, we can do it.
Okay. So the next question is what zombie franchise would you rather live in? A, The Walking Dead.
That's it.
B, Resident Evil.
No.
C, Dawn of the Dead.
No.
D, Zombieland. Or E, World War Z.
Any zombie movie that I have to run on, I'm not surviving in.
Yeah.
Walking Dead is the only answer. Resident Evil, you got to deal with not just zombies but monsters. And what was it? Now I paused because Dawn of the Dead, that was a remake. The original Dawn of the Dead, hell yeah, slow zombies in the mall. They're slow. They're walking slow.
Even the ones in Dawn of the Dead, the remake. I'm talking about
remake.
The remake to me. The remake to me is the greatest zombie movie of all time to me. I hold that movie up there. I don't remember them running in that when they first got it. When they first got it, but when they, you're right.
Because in the opening scene,
because the ambulance, the little girl be at the door. That's my favorite zombie movie of all time. I fucking love that movie.
But yeah, I love Dawn of the Dead.
You're right.
Old and new. Yeah.
I don't even have to answer this question because he said it. It's The Walking Dead. They walk
any zombie movie where I gotta be a track star to survive. You crazy. You're crazy.
Go ahead, Fox.
For me, I got mixed answers, and get ready to laugh. One of the reasons why I work out is because I really believe that the end of the world is going to happen, and this shit is really going to happen. That's one of the reasons why I work out. One of my favorite shows back in the day was Doomsday. It was a show about people surviving and having all the canned goods and shit for the end of the world in case something happened. So for me, I'm definitely, if I could use your big brother, if I could use his stipulations, if I can have the powers of Shorty in Resident Evil, yes, let me be yes. If I can have her powers, yes.
Now you know the only reason why she survived was because she had a clone, right?
No, I got you. But if I can use what Bruce says, don't give me them powers, I will go over there. But the other one, Zombieland, I'm going to take that one because that was a comedy joint. So you was laughing a lot in that one. So that was a chance you could laugh through the pain. You probably still survive. So I'm going to pick those two. But by far, Resident Evil, let me get my powers. Let me get my
Fox said he gonna be Leon. He's like, I am Leon.
Hey yo,
A main character energy.
the only reason I clipped up this last video with Fox, because when he said yes, he looked like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America when they was like, fuck you. He's like, yes, fuck you.
You're wow.
Yo, that was hilarious, yo. Go ahead.
Oh, but I think The Walking Dead is probably the easiest one. I mean, this one was a pretty easy, but I wanted to get you guys. I think Zombieland is a good one too, Fox, because like you said, it was a comic relief, and
I would say the speed of those zombies weren't as fast as Dawn of the Dead or
World War Z. It was the
World War Z. That was
definitely
crazy.
not World War Z. You see, they was throwing their bodies into stuff like.
Yeah, yo, that World War Z game, like the Predator game you play, Skitty. I used to play that World War Z game. I love that joint, but when they come running, you had to. Whew,
You had to set up the cannons.
Set up your base
on the other side. What?
I want to get back into that shit.
Hey, I got it. I still got that joint.
Word up. We'll talk offline.
All right, last question, and this one was inspired for Fox because he asked for a sidekick versus. I know you didn't come up with one, but I did. So here's the last question: in the Justice League sidekick versus, who comes out on top? These are the matchups. What is the lineup? Number 1, Nightwing. Number 2, Wonder Girl. Number 3, Kid Flash, Wally West. Number 4, Aqualad. Number 5, Arsenal, aka Speedy. Number 6, Superboy. Or number 7, Miss Martian. Who wins?
Can I go first? Can I go first? Please let me go first. Please let me
go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
Dick Grayson.
What?
I'm gonna tell you why, and it's for all the reasons Skitty says he's the best Batman. If Bruce Wayne, aka the Batman, has a plan of a backup plan for every one of the heroes just in case they go rogue, Dick Grayson has it too. So all of those characters you name, let me just go punch these numbers up on the back computer and give me a little bit of prep time. I didn't soloed all of them. That's my answer.
Okay.
I definitely gotta agree with the Dick Grayson, because I'm shocked that you didn't say Superboy. But
I did say Superboy.
No, I'm saying him. I'm shocked.
Oh, he didn't say Superboy. Oh, yeah.
But I got to give it to you on that one. After everything you just said, you smart, architect. You smart. That was a good one because he could defeat everybody. Martian Manhunter, the girl, all you gotta do is flick a lighter. It is over for her. So, yeah, I gotta give you credit. You're right. I agree with that. Dick Grayson.
Skitty.
Y'all already know. Y'all already should know my answer.
Is it Superboy?
Hell fucking no.
No.
It's Dick Grayson.
Hell fucking no.
Who is it?
The greatest Flash of all time. What you talking about? Wally, motherfucking.
I mean, he gonna put him on the cosmic treadmill forever, and he just gonna keep running till his heart explode.
Greatest thing all of us ever did was die. But
damn, wow, you wow.
It's the greatest thing he ever did for
Justice League cartoon said.
Like, come on. Well, I actually asked AI this answer. You guys want to know who won?
Yeah, who?
Yeah,
it actually was Miss Martian.
What?
Wow. I believe it.
Because if you think about the ranking, I agree. Nightwing, I'm a big Batman fan, so prep time is always my answer. But when you think about the ranking and their power ability, Miss Martian is technically the OP of all of them.
She doesn't have that fire, that fear of fire.
Yeah, and she also doesn't have any limitations. She can transition between White Martian and her. She has reality warping abilities. She basically will make them puppets. She would make them crazy. They would basically she would basically control them. They wouldn't even know what was going on before the fight was over. But yes, Miss Martian actually won. But that was a good one. It was a good one.
Who you pick? You said Nightwing.
Who I pick? I mean, this was hard because I'm a Batman super fan. So Nightwing was my first answer. It was my first answer. I'm not gonna lie, but I actually thought Superboy was going to take this. But when I put the numbers in and ran it and wound up Miss Marshall when they put their powers up, it made sense. But I picked Nightwing. I'm always going to pick Batman. If Batman is in the option, I'm always going to pick if a version of Batman, association of Batman, the Batman. I'm always picking Dick Grayson. You hear me?
Always.
You know what? We need to. Here's something else to write down for me. You know what I mean? We just did some Batman stuff. We now want to do some Spider-Man stuff for future, a future episode. Meaning, I guess, either do a Spider-Man versus Batman Rogues Gallery comparison, villains, or just the Spider-Man best Spider-Man villain episode.
Okay.
Something like that. I'll work out what I really wanted to be, but just because I'm gonna forget, I brought it up, but I'm gonna try to.
Hey Bruce, I'm gonna use what you said. Since you like Spider-Man, who is the strongest Spider-Man out of all of them?
Who?
There's only one answer to that.
Say symbiote Spider-Man. Yes.
You know he had the power of cosmic, right?
No, we're not bringing. See, when you put that, all right, maybe it's a favoritism because I wouldn't even have said that. I wouldn't even going to say Venom Spider-Man. I was going to say Superior Spider-Man just because I like him. That's the most. But if you start naming Cosmic Spider-Man,
man's was literally made of stars. Like,
that's a reach. God damn.
Exactly.
That's who it was.
But it's like when you bring that type of thing up, you could do that for any character. Like, who's the strongest version of this person? Okay, I'm gonna put who's the strongest version of Iceman? And you're gonna be like the one where he can take the ice particles in the air and he becomes an omega level mutant where he can stop the earth if he wanted to.
The earth.
I hate the broken characters, but I get it. Yes. Okay. Cosmic Spider-Man is the strongest Spider-Man, Fox.
I mean, if you want to go like to favorite Spider-Man,
that's now that goes back to Fox. Fox asks these questions like that, like it be too. You gotta say what's your favorite Spider-Man, more of an opinion question, and that because if we gotta name the strongest one, we all gonna have the same answer because Marvel gave you what the strongest version of this character is.
Right. All righty. Well, that's all I have for all play. Time is short, so we're cutting today's episode a little bit short, guys. But before we get in, any final thoughts, comments, or concerns?
Happy to be here, baby.
Awesome.
So we do. Unless you're going to say this at the end, that
next
update.
Week?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So just a friendly reminder here on the level that this week coming up, so after Halloween and the week follow, that there will be no live shows for the level. So make sure you continue to follow us and look at exclusive content and our drops, including the top 10 level. The critical level will be dropping their next episode and any other hot takes or reels that we released during the week. We will be back on November 9th. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Starting November 9th.
I'm going to see Badlands on the 8th.
There we go. We'll have something to talk about. So make sure you guys like, comment, and hit that notification button on the YouTube channel. As always, we are your weekly check-in for geek and pop culture where we collide. I'm your host, Rainy Days. We got Savage Fox, Skitty Live, and the man behind the chair, Bruce McFly. And you know what we say. Until next level, we out.
Read more books.